Welcome, everyone. Welcome to 3 Transformational Principles to navigate these radical times. If you are wishing to gracefully live your soul's purpose with consciousness and to have an intimate, grounded connection with all of life, then you are in the right space. So, thank you for being here. I invite you to settle into the space and to eliminate as many distractions as possible. If you can put your phone on silent or put it away for the duration of this teaching, I know you're going to be able to receive so much more through this elemental wisdom that I want to share with you today. So I just encourage you to get as present as you're able to be here now. And I am recording this. I've offered this teaching now for 2 live online events and wanted to craft this recording for you all who are not able to attend live. And I'd like to invite you, as we're moving more and more into this quantum fields, that no matter when you are watching this, that together we're all grounded in one space, one singular space, and yet it could be a multitude of spaces. And we're coming together, and you can imagine you're sitting in your most favorite natural setting on Mother Earth, and we're sitting in a circle together throughout the course of this teaching. So just taking a moment to embrace that sense of ritual, and I'd invite you to just close your eyes for a moment. And right now it's raining here in the Appalachian Mountains, so you might be able to hear the sound of the rain on my roof. And we're just going to take a moment to welcome in the powers and spirits of the East, the element of air, the powers and spirits of the South, the element of fire, the powers and spirits of the West, the element of water, and the powers and spirits of the North, the element of earth. Grounding, anchoring into Mother Earth and giving gratitude for life on this beautiful planet and all beings seen and unseen that support our days here on Earth, and welcoming in all of the cosmic starry guidance, the wisdom from the cosmos that wishes to assist us in these really essential times to be present here on Earth. And we welcome in all of our ancestors, knowing the healthy, well ancestors are really guiding that ancestral space, welcoming in our guides and guardians who've brought us here today, and just giving thanks and trusting that this is a circle that is a safe space and will remain so for the duration of our journey today. So thank you for all of that beautiful elemental wisdom and our ancestral support that is here for us. And many of you know me, but you may not know me, so I want to officially introduce myself. I am Rama, and I'm an artist, an astrologer, an alchemical mentor, a cosmic priestess, and the creator of the podcast Stars, Stones, and Stories. And just want to take a moment here and again welcome you for this teaching on 3 transformational principles to navigate these radical times. So, in addition to all of the different work that I do in the world, I'm also a mother. And many of you who follow my work, whether through my podcast, through my pilgrimages, through other avenues, know that I'm really into ancient Egyptian cosmology as well as many other cosmologies and mythologies. However, I've just been through a really deep initiation. And so I wanted to honor that wisdom here as a part of what I bring to the space, and with this beautiful symbol of the Ankh, which literally brings together the cross of matter. So it is the intersection of this world with the other world that we tuned into a moment ago, calling in those directions and the elements and all of these beings that support us, and this beautiful cosmic womb of creation, which is through the Egyptian technology, this is the womb of Isis. And you can insert in here any connection to the divine, to source that you call upon, whether it's God, goddess, or any other name. This is the womb of creation. And for me, what I've really discovered is that my life path has and is about claiming myself as an authentic channel of magic. And it has not been easy to arrive to this point to really and truly publicly claim that and hold that space. Through my ability to vision and manifest, I know that I help others articulate what they need, especially when they don't always know how to put the actual words to it. I also assist with really sharing a breadth of knowledge and wisdom and practices, and also help others find their way to live their greatest dreams here on earth now. I've been holding different kinds of spaces, sacred containers for people in my professional career since 2008. And I've taught in many, many capacities, ranging from seniors who are struggling with Alzheimer's in a venue of chair yoga to parents expecting their first or their second or third babies, to vast arrays of groups through movement and meditation, sound healing, bringing people on pilgrimage to different lands, and giving talks on astrology. And these pilgrimages have ranged from Avalon to the south of France and to Egypt. I've stewarded women through seasonal immersions, which has led me to craft Earth Seed, my latest work of devotion. However, this is the first time I've brought my message and teachings to an international audience during a single teaching in this precise way. So thank you for being here with me as I go through another portal in my offerings. What I am essentially doing is opening a portal for my online mystery school. And this has been a dream of mine for so many years now. And this global teaching that I'm offering is a basically an entree is not really the correct word, an appetizer into what is beginning to take form through this mystery school. So I really encourage you to stay throughout the duration of this offering. We will culminate with a beautiful guided meditation that I know is going to assist you in feeling both grounded and connected to your magic for weeks to come. So this topic, how to navigate these radical times, is near and dear to my heart. I've definitely been going through a dark night of the soul for a number of years. And I've come to a place of really uh, thinking deeply about what supports me, what sustains me, and how can I share that with others. I feel that so many of us, knowing that I have such a deep understanding of the astrology, I know that so many are struggling with these times. And a lot of the people that I work with, I hear that feedback from as well. And I want to be fully transparent. I also have been going through quite a lot, particularly since the fall of 2018 when Venus went retrograde in Scorpio. It's been a massive series of deaths and rebirths for me. And part of that has been ending my marriage, my committed partnership of 20 years, and having to also really refine that I'm connecting, that I'm working with people, refine the way that I'm living in the world. And then with the global pandemic and the shutdown, that deeply, deeply affected my work, because what I've been so devoted to in the last 5+ years is creating community, in my local area, I've really devoted to offering a lot of weekly classes, regular events. These all were gatherings in person, and a huge part of my work is also global pilgrimage work. So in 2020, those offerings were not really able to be had in the way that I had been doing them. And with that, and with my decision to really put the entire lineage of Kundalini yoga on the back burner, as I feel like I cannot ethically teach the teachings until I can really sort through what is authentic and what was potentially made up by Yogi Bhajan. So because of that, it's like these transformations went all the way into my very long-standing daily practice. So I had been talking about in many of my teachings how in 2020 we would feel as if we're free falling and that the rug had been pulled out from underneath us. And I myself went through that exact process, as I knew that I would. I didn't know it was going to look exactly what it looked like. And so through the past year, I have gotten really clear about what feels most authentic and true to me. And for me, it is my connection to the elements and Mother Earth, the sun, the moon, and building right relationship in that way. And I realized that I'm also wired to connect others with their inner world to their outer world, to the other world, through a process of personal empowerment. For me, this comes alive in one on one astrological divination sessions, through lunar councils that I really cultivate that sacred space, and through pilgrimage. I have definitely witnessed many, many people move beyond their growth edges. And what I'm really committed to is offering a safe container for that to happen. I'm also grateful for my path of study with so many different mentors. However, it is three particular mentors that I regularly study with. I really work hard to study with them every single year, although 2020 was a little challenging, as you can imagine. But my mentors, Elder Maladomo Somé from Burkina Faso, West Africa, and Jeffrey Yuen, who's an 88th Taoist priest who teaches Chinese medicine and the wisdom through Chinese medicine, and Dr. Clarissa Pincola Estes, who wrote Women Who Run with the Wolves and a multitude of other books that are all available through audio format, which I highly recommend, as she is a Jungian psychoanalyst. So she's able to really help you get into the psyche and do some major healing. And in addition to that, she is a curandera. And so it has been through connecting with these three mentors in very different capacities. But what I find for me, the point where they all merge, where their teachings merge, is through a connection to the other world and to a deeper understanding of elemental and earth medicine. So, in this teaching, I'm going to share with you three particular teachings that will support you in cultivating an authentic, intimate connection with the cycles of life here on earth, so that you yourself may open to elegant vitality, embodied presence, and deep resilience. I wish for you to know that there will also be an opportunity for each one of you who are called to go deeper with me as well. And so, with that, I wish to officially welcome you to the age of Aquarius. We could debate about when the age actually took place. However, given the Jupiter Saturn conjunction on winter solstice, December 21st of 2020, at 1 degree Aquarius, I would highly argue in favor of that being the entree, the welcome. I keep like wanting to express the word entree. I'm not quite sure why that's really wanting to come through right now, but I just want to honor that. Anyways, welcoming, initiating through the gates of the age of Aquarius, we have officially arrived here. So we are coming out of the age of Pisces, which was a time where um, you would really have to devote quite some time in life to perhaps just one particular teacher, and perhaps you would maybe get one particular teaching. You were lucky if you even found a mentor or a teacher that you really resonated with, and even more lucky if that being found you ready to receive the wisdom. Now we live in the age of Aquarius. We're moving out of this age of really receiving information. And now we're in an age where information, wisdom, teachings are available at the tap of a finger. They are available instantaneously. I like to compare this to right now, I am completing my Master of Arts in Cultural Astronomy and Astrology through the Sophia Center of the University of Wales, Trinity St. Davis. And my entire coursework has been online. The course itself is crafted to be taught virtually. We have people who come from all over the world through this portal of learning. And it is so different from when I was in undergraduate school at Hampshire College in the late 90s, early 2000s, when we were just kind of shifting into that world of email. When I would go into the library, we still utilized the card catalog system. It was very, very different from now. I access probably about 98% of my materials online. I'm reading a lot of different journals and databases all online. And this was not the case a couple of decades ago. So this story really shows the transition into the age of Aquarius. And what we're seeking in this age of Aquarius is uh, experiences that enrich us, that touch us, that shift our sensations, and that hopefully we walk away from feeling elevated and uplifted. Now, I also just want to say that in this year of 2021, because of the Uranian aspects with Uranus in Taurus, squaring both Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, there is a lot of great change that is continuing to happen as we kind of settle more into this age. So there's a lot of growth edges. And with that, there is a lot of intensity on our nervous systems as well, which is why I feel that this teaching is so timely. And I laugh at this internally because I have been working to share this particular body of work with you for over a year. We're talking about at least 18 months of conscious preparation behind the scenes. But then also, much of this is my life's path work. And to see it coming out here and now, I would have never planned for this time. However, I can really see the sophistication of it behind the scenes, why it's important that it's coming out now. And I've discovered in my work, because I do work hand in hand with the other world, that I always must trust the timing, the delivery. That is part of being in collaboration with the other world, is that there are elements that we're not fully tuned into, which is why I'm really passionate about these teachings, because I believe to be connected to the elements is radical in these times. Energetic sovereignty is possible once you know the rhythms of Gaia through these 3 codes, these 3 principles: the solar gates, the lunar cycles and tides, and how to properly anchor the portals of your physical body, the chakras, to Mother Earth's body, Gaia's body, Terra Gaia's body. So I just want to share a brief story about this beautiful woman, Shelley, who I've worked with in many different capacities, from weekly classes to private work to um, pilgrimages. She's come with me to both the south of France and Egypt. And one uh, transformation I've really seen her go through. And I do believe it has been inspired by our work together and our journeys together, is that Shelley has definitely become much more connected to her own inherent ability to connect to elemental wisdom. From when I met her, she had some particular goals, dreams, and she is literally manifesting her dreams before her very eyes. And I'm so proud to witness her growth and her evolution, and just really see someone living a life that inspires them and that they've been desiring for many, many years. And if you're watching, Shelley, just want to give you a shout out. Thanks for being here. So this brings us to the solar gates. The solar gates, this is an ancient tradition of tracking the seasonal cycles. When you are off of seasonal alignment, you may feel that life is dizzying. You may lack the discernment of knowing which tool to use when. Understanding the indigenous ways of tracking the seasons, and we have these 8 different seasons: winter solstice, Imbolc, spring equinox, Beltane, summer, Lammas, fall equinox, and Samhain. And these particular seasonal gates come from ancient Celtic mysticism. We'll see that many different traditions around the world do name the different seasonal gateways. And I've definitely seen this in my work with my women's empowerment groups, where women have really learned how to tune into different seasons and how to work with the particular season. Um, for me, I definitely find that knowing, like, for instance, right now it's spring equinox. We're in the season of spring, which is a beautiful time of growth. I mean, I can walk down my street and to see the shades of green popping up, the pale pinks and yellows, the white blossoming out of the earth, and just there's like more bird song, and there's a vibrancy in the air. Like, things are really coming back to life. And it's exciting. It's amazing. You can feel as you really tune into this equinox portal, whether it's spring equinox or fall equinox, there are these what we could say dragon lines, ley lines of energy, and you can feel how much they stir. There's an awakening through spring, and there's a shedding and a dissolving through fall. And remember that if we live in the northern hemisphere, our brothers and sisters in the southern hemisphere are going through the opposite seasonal gateway. And so there's this reciprocal flow of energy. And this equinox point, it's amazing, but it's also really intense. It is a time of clearing away challenges and obstacles. And when we can understand how each season has specific frequencies attached to them, then we can also create that space in our lives so that we don't want to collapse when there's challenge. Instead, we're able to say, oh, yeah, This is an intense time of year. It's a really exciting time of year, but there's a lot of energy. And then you can also create more space in your life to know how to work with that particular energy of that Earth's cycle. And this brings us to the 8 lunar phases. These lunar phases offer rhythmical maps that allow you to tap into the wisdom of the tides within your body. Now, I'd like to remind you that you are primarily made out of water, and we are very much affected by the tides of the moon. And many of us know about the new moon and the full moon, but we may not be able to really give voice to the particular phases of the moon, the 8 phases of the moon. And as you tap into these phases, new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, the full moon, the waning gibbous, the last quarter, and the waning crescent, then you are able to embody these principles and to take them a step further to apply to the phase you were born under and how that influences your soul's path. So each one of us, when we're born, the moon was at a very particular phase the moment you were born. And you can even find out what phase the moon was in. And it will help you understand this cadence of your life, this natural flow of your life, which I have found to be extraordinarily supportive. I can just tell you personally, I am born during a first quarter moon, which is also related to the season of spring equinox. Now, to be clear, I was not born during spring equinox. I was actually born right at the gateway of summer solstice, that zenith of the sun when everything is fully alive. But the moon for me was at a first quarter phase, which means I go through life constantly clearing out obstacles. At the same time, there's so much coming to life. It's very exciting, very beautiful, but there's a lot of challenges that I am always going to be facing. And when I really sunk into this wisdom, oh my gosh, it created such relief and space for my psyche because I now know that challenges, obstacles will most likely come to me in waves. And how can I meet them as a wave, as an opportunity, right? Not as something to kind of get anxious over or cringe or fear, which to be honest with you, I don't always like meet the wave quite like that, right? Like fully elegant, but I do my best. And because of these tools, when I notice myself contracting, I say to myself, okay, this is another opportunity for growth and expansion, and also to clear out anything that is no longer serving me. And so, because I'm able to meet the wave, the challenge with that kind of mentality, I find that I'm much more open to whatever comes my way. And I also learn to just sink into it and trust the cadence, trust the rhythm. So, I really believe that as you learn about these cycles of the moon and looking at your own birth chart, that's a much more advanced process. But hey, if you're here, I'm sure you can handle it. But also, what I'm speaking to is learning how to understand where the moon is at any given point and how to work with that. The moon shifts its phase about every 2.5, 3 days. So you can start to flow with that. And for instance, when the moon is at a waning crescent phase, that is a time of drawing things to closure. That's the balsamic moon. It's actually the dark moon, and it's a time to really shed and let go, but also to bring things to closure, which may be relationships or ideas or concepts that are no longer working. And what I find to be very important is that you may also utilize stone medicine as the earth's bones to channel celestial knowledge and simply anchor this intelligence through the energetic portals of your physical body. So, we all have these chakras, they're wheels of light, and they're portals in the body that are ever changing. They connect your major organs, your endocrine and your glandular systems. They affect how your body physically functions. And they also have a sensory effect, ranging from touch to sight to smell to security, inner sight, spiritual connection. Imbalances in the chakras will ultimately have a physical effect. So I outline that because I think as a collective, we're still starting to understand how the chakras are actually very much connected to our physical health and our well being, our sense of grounding, and our sense of belonging here on earth. And one thing that has really assisted me in connecting with my chakras and working with them is through my connection and my relationship to stone medicine. Now, I want to be clear that stone medicine is quite simple. It might sound complex if you're not familiar, but it can be as simple as having a beautiful crystal or stone in your home that inspires you, that uplifts you, that elevates you. It could also be wearing a stone. Like here, I have a stone necklace on, and this is a form of what we could say a poultice on the body, where actually it's no different than applying an herbal poultice. I'm working with the stone as a poultice at my heart. So you most likely already work with some element of stone and crystal medicine. Now, I want to take this a step further to really emphasize that stones are actually the bones of Mother Earth. Stones carry the channel and the DNA and the information and the codes of Mother Earth. And also, as we know, some stones like meteorites, excuse me, actually come from outer space. Then we know that stones also carry codes of the stars as well. So we can work with the stones as we lay them on our body. They can activate our bones, which is our connection to our own ancestral wisdom and healing. And the stones can assist to awaken and activate the chakras, to heal our physical bodies, and to regulate the energy. So at times you may feel like you do not even belong on this planet. There may be sensations of isolation, of insignificance, of helplessness. And for some, that is their daily experience here on Earth. Your Earth star chakra is off if you may feel like you have no connection to Mother Earth, or if you feel overly concerned for the Earth, yet you're worried that something bad is going to happen to the Earth. And so you don't even care for yourself properly. And so, with that, I just want to remind you we're going to have a guided journey in a few moments where I'm going to share with you about how you can connect and anchor your Earth Star chakra and how you can open to this energy in a whole new way. But first, I want to share another story here with this beautiful healer, Ali. And she came with me on a pilgrimage to Egypt and really entrusted me with a story that was from her past and that had caused some pretty deep trauma in her own life. And together, because of her willingness to just be vulnerable, we were able to work on the side throughout the pilgrimage to do some really powerful clearing work. Now, I want to be really upfront that she did all of the work herself. And it was her willingness to share with me that I was able to hold that container for her at very particular moments. And we were able to hold the vision in one particular temple. Now, you might be saying, why are we talking about temples of Egypt when we were talking about stone medicine? Well, the Egyptians were extremely intelligent and advanced, and all of the temples have very strategic stones that they're built from, that they're constructed from, and they have healing abilities. They were all made with love and with an experience of love and devotion for each person who enters their space. And each temple has its own unique theme. And at the same time, each temple definitely brings a great healing to the physical body. However, there was one particular temple we were in that was designed by the ancient Egyptians to activate the chakras in the body. And so we were able to do that clearing work through the temple layout, and it was so profound. And so I just wish to share this beautiful story in how magical life is when we really open to this elemental wisdom that is here for us. And I know that Ali went through such a beautiful transformation and that she was able to step away not only healthier, but more empowered in her life and able to serve her family and her community in a whole new way. So I began with this teaching by sharing how most likely you aspire to live an intimate, grounded connection with all of life and having this energetic signature that is elementally aligned. And I imagine that this is exactly what you wish for in life. The challenge is when we lack a connection to Earth's consciousness, we lose sight of how to create energetic sovereignty. And this is why I've created a 9-week live online experiential course to address this very topic with a conscious ecosystem of people across the planet who are ready to fully embody their devotion in these radical times. And I'd like to share with you about Earthseed, which is the foundational course for my online mystery school that I'm crafting. Now, I know a lot of the people who work with me are really wanting to learn about astrology and go deeper in ancient Egyptian cosmology and other tools and techniques, which I want to be clear, I know I will be offering those in due time. I already have received so many different courses and they're ready to be delivered as soon as I can do the actual work behind the scenes, because it takes quite a lot of effort to build these courses. However, what I have been guided to is to begin with what I consider the basics of how to ground your physical body and how to create a deeper connection with the elemental wisdom that is here with us now on Earth. And as you connect in that way, you're going to be able to receive any other teaching, wherever it comes from, whomever it comes from, in a much deeper way. So I want to share with you about Earthseed a little more in depth, and then we're going to go into our guided journey to connect, activate, and align your Earth Star chakra. So I'm going to share my screen with you here. And this is the invitation to Earthseed. And I'll make sure that you have a link to this page so you can go deeper on your own. So, as I mentioned, this is a 9-week live experiential virtual course with essential practices and principles for personal empowerment in these radical times. And on your own, you can go a little bit deeper as I spent quite a lot of um, thought and care to really explain with you about Earthseed and how it came about, why I created it, a little bit about my own personal journey as well. And for now, I want to talk about what Earthseed is. So it is 9 weeks, 9 modules, and each module is anchored with a temple space where a particular stone is holding the energy that we are connecting with and bridging these frequencies from the cosmos through the sun, moon, and the earth into our bodies. So the stone is creating the space of bridging. And I want to be clear that this stone medicine wisdom extends through the roots that have been orally passed down through generations through Taoist cosmology from one of my mentors, Jeffrey Yuen. So we begin with the Temple of Garnet. This is where we are seeding the dream. And in this temple, we're going to connect and work with the subterranean earth energies and discover what that is. We will work with the root chakra, why you need it fully activated, where it is in your body, and the significance of winter solstice and this seasonal connection to the new moon energy and how to connect to the frequency of garnet and why the stone assists in dream seeding. Now, I want to be clear, to work with earth seed, you do not have to have any of these stones or crystals. I want to be really clear about that. This is a path of empowerment. And one of the goals that I hope that you'll walk away from this journey is knowing inherently how to connect to the sentient beings of these stones at any time. And yes, it can be lovely to be a steward of different crystals or stones, but I want to be really clear that this is not about extracting more from the earth. This is about coming into a greater harmony and alignment with the elemental wisdom. And that if you do end up bringing some of these stones into your life, that you can treat them as sentient beings. You can treat them with love and care as well. And this brings us to the Temple of Carnelian, stoking the hearth, where we could dive deep into why your creativity is needed now more than ever through the womb space, this womb space that all beings have, regardless of gender. And with that, we locate our inner divine feminine energy through the sacral chakra, your inner hearth. And we learn about the season of Imbolc and its relationship to the waxing crescent lunar cycle. The alchemical powers of carnelian will assist with so much energy that is going to be stoked in this module. And this brings us to the Temple of Citrine, bridging the path of power. This temple is all about knowing thyself. It is about discernment and how to become comfortable with tension in life. Also, how to fully digest our experiences, which means how to integrate, but also how to dissolve and how to let go. So, through this, we are going to connect the inner divine masculine energy with the solar plexus chakra and the significance of spring equinox and its relationship to the first quarter moon, the east, and the sign of Aries. And as you'll see, we're also working with the directions of the wheel of life, as well as just a very brief kind of interlude to the zodiac. We're not going to go super deep because this is really about connecting to the elements of earth. Now, the power of citrine is going to assist, particularly in teaching us how to metabolize our lives. And from here, we enter Temple of Peridot, where there is a focus on nourishing courage and compassion, really coming into the gateway of the heart, learning how to connect with your heart as a time travel device, as a portal, which you can move through time and space consciously, lovingly. We'll also dive into the ancestral realm. We won't go super deep on this topic because that is a very vast topic and could be a course in and of itself. However, I want to invite you that if you do join us for Earthseed, I am offering some very particular bonuses that will help support you in your ancestral healing journey if that's something that calls to you. So, with Temple of Peridot, we're going to dive into simple self care practices that instill your own love of self, your own devotion to self. We will work with the heart, Beltane, Beltana, the waxing gibbous moon, and Peridot as a frequency that heals the past and assists with rebirthing. And then we step through the temple of lapis lazuli, where there is a focus on expressing your eternal truth, how you may use your speech and other forms of expression to relay your truth to the world, how your word is sacred, the vibration of the throat chakra, your sphere of expression, summer solstice, and the zenith of the sun. And lapis lazuli builds confidence through sustenance and is going to nourish us as we really open our throats in a whole new way. Then we move into Temple of Labradorite, intuiting your birthright. Yes, it is your birthright to be intuitive, and we're going to connect in with intuition building practices. We're going to open our third eye chakras. We are going to celebrate the season of Lammas and the waning gibbous moon and connect deeper to the sentient energy of Labradorite and how it helps you to understand your metaphysical and psychic self. I believe this is extremely important and a deep relation to sovereignty in the Aquarian age is how do we really tap into our intuition? We are in the age where the guru is dead. You are your own teacher. And so having a strong connection to your instincts, your lower chakras, but also intuitive and crown chakra connection helps you to continually intuit and know how to move through the changing tides. From here, we come to Temple of Amethyst, embodying right action and service. Here, we learn how to respect and honor those who have come before, how to give with devotion. We work with the 1,000-petaled lotus, the crown chakra, as a gateway to spiritual communion. And we connect in with fall equinox and the last quarter moon, really honoring amethyst as the intelligent harmonizer. And this brings us to Temple of Selenite, where we are anchoring cosmic energy. We will discuss basic protocol for safe connections to the other world, the soul star chakra, the season of Samhain, the balsamic moon, and really honoring selenite as the illuminating stone, demonstrating that which needs to be resolved in our lives. And we conclude with Temple of Moldavite, weaving the celestial web. In this temple, it is all about integration of all of the key concepts of the lunar gates, the solar gates, the portals in your body. As we move through this archetype of the weaver, we will connect in with the galactic chakra and again revisit basic protocols for safe connections with the other world, because this is very essential as we move deeper into the Aquarian age. We're going to lean upon the metamorphic qualities of Moldavite to remind each one of us as a child of the stars. And the, excuse me, and the intention with the Temple of Moldavite is to really empower you, each one of you who join Earthseed, so that you feel empowered how to cultivate your own unique daily practice. So, through Earthseed, I am offering you a series of different principles and practices. And each week, we're going to be working with them, and you're going to be adding more on, and you can really fit into what resonates with you and what does not, because there is no one size fits all. And these basic principles and practices will definitely help you commune with Mother Earth and feel grounded and know how to connect with the elements and your ancestors. So I really want to emphasize that beyond a course, this is an ever expanding ecosystem. In my opinion, community is a balm for these times. It is so important. And this is definitely going to be an intimate learning group. We're going to journey together through each module. I'm offering a very special private group forum. It has its own app that you can download to your phone. You can use it on a tablet, you can use it on a computer. It's safe. All of your data is going to be protected. You will just be able to tap into the Earthseed community here. So there's less distractions and there's a way to connect, and you can see who lives near you, who's a part of Earthseed. And perhaps if you want to connect with someone and bridge a relationship, a friendship, that will be possible as well. I really believe this is going to take Earthseed to the next level, in the sense that I'm going to be available to answer your questions, witness your metamorphosis along the way. But also, I just want to emphasize we're all in this together. We're all having our own unique experiences, and we're going to be able to share what those experiences are and grow together. It's going to be a really beautiful way to come together as a network of visionary stewards who are consciously shifting our paradigm as we're moving into this new earth consciousness. So, Earthseed course components include 9 weekly live course teaching sessions, followed up each week with a live interactive Q&A. There will be short training videos accompanying each week's module, as well as practices and reflections for each session. We are going to have our own interactive course website where it's going to be all devoted to this online mystery school I'm building, Earthseed Temple Arts Mysterium. And in addition to that, we have our own private community forum where you may download this to your device or use it on a computer. I will also provide PDF transcripts of the teaching portion of the module, access to audio and video recordings of all live teaching sessions, and these special bonuses that I've created just for you who join an Earthseed. Now, the instant registration bonus has expired, and that's a handcrafted multimedia wheel of the year with the solar gates and the lunar phases. Um, if it is something you're interested in and you really want it, I will have it available on my website for a separate purchase for those who would like to download a copy. Now, these are the bonuses that are still active. There's one early registration bonus that expires Wednesday, March 31st, 2021 at midnight Eastern Daylight Time Zone. Now, this is a ebook I've written that explains what ancestral healing is, why it is essential for these times, and how to begin your journey with hematite as your anchor. So this is Great Grandmother Hematite Ancestral Healing. It's a beautiful ebook I've put together, and I know you're going to learn so much from this. I've also put together a self-love grounding guide. These are my 8 tried and true techniques for grounding. They're very simple, very accessible. You can print this out. You could, tape it to the dashboard of your car or like a binder, or, have it as like a wallpaper on your phone, whatever you need. If you want to be more grounded, more connected, and you want to just have something you can easily look at, that will be available for you. And then I also have a great grandmother hematite ancestral healing guided meditation sound journey. And this is an audio recording. And then I'm also offering a Wheel of the Year Phases of the Moon rituals. It's a simple guide of rituals to embody each solar gate and each phase of the moon, including my tried and true new moon manifestation guide. Now, I've been working with new moon intentions regularly, devotionally since 2008, and I am a firm believer in how we can really write the script of our lives. And also, as a part of the Earth Seed bonuses, there is a guided meditation to activate and regulate your body's chakras with the stone allies that we are working with in Earthseed, as well as an ebook that I've crafted that is all about stone medicine gridding for devotion. So if you want to learn how to make crystal grids, stone grids, I will guide you through this, but also this is all on an emphasis of having devotion with the earth. So if you're feeling called to join an Earth Seed, I encourage you to step through the portal. I have 2 different payment options. There's a single payment of $297. You can click here to claim your space, or a 3 payment plan option, $111 per month. It's 3 monthly payments where you may claim your space. Now we begin on Tuesday, April 13th, and we will be live at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So for those of you in Pacific Time, that is 11 a.m. And for those of you in GMT, you can calculate that for 6 p.m. GMT. So wherever you are in the world, I picked a time as following the advice of my mentors that really works for a lot of different locations. And I hope that you're able to join us. Now, if you're not able to join in live, but you're really feeling the call, I encourage you to still consider stepping through the portal, because every course will be recorded. And we have our interactive group forum where we're going to be able to share so much of our experiences and insights. So I am confident you are going to receive, even if you can only attend the recorded sessions. And if you want to go deeper, you can read a little bit more about me, read more about some of my work with others. And I have a whole section on frequently asked questions. So feel free to take that, take some time to go through that. I just want to emphasize you do not need any special equipment. You're able to access this wherever you live. And I have a 30-day money back guarantee. So at the time of your registration, you have 30 days. If you're not satisfied, you will receive a full refund, minus any kind of like processing fees by PayPal or Stripe, however you check out. But you can definitely get your money back. So I really stand by Earthseed, and I know it's going to be transformative for you. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go into, oh, so we're gonna move into our guided meditation now. And I invite you to just take a moment and close your eyes. Take a few nice, long, deep breaths. In honor of this age of Aquarius, we're going to dive into this experience with one another and just allow yourself to sink into the space where you are. Eyes are closed, long, deep breaths. We're going to connect with our Earth Star chakras and meet Great Grandmother Hematite at the core of Terra Gaia. Now, your Earth Star chakra is essential for grounding and a deep connection to Mother Earth. And it's located about a foot below your feet. So, about a foot, that's 12 inches down below your feet. And if you're visual, it may be brown, dark gray, maroon in color. However, you see it is completely perfect. So allow for that. And it is through the Earth Star chakra that we connect to the core of Earth, the electromagnetic fields, and the energy meridians of Mother Earth's body. This chakra assists us in helping to bring things into material form. And our sciatic nerve connects our Earth Star chakra to our knees and to the base root chakra so that we're able to be physically grounded in the world. So, wherever you are, just allow the feet to be slightly apart. Eyes stay closed, long, deep breaths. And I'm going to invite you to picture your Earth Star chakra about a foot below your feet and imagine it is opening like the petals of a water lily. Imagine you have two roots growing down from the soles of your feet to meet your Earth Star. And they begin to intertwine together and pass down through your Earth Star chakra. And they begin to go deep down, down through the layers of the foundation where you are currently residing, deep down into the earth, down through all the sediment of soil, all the way deep down into Great Grandmother Hematite. And she is the grandmother of all the stones, all the generations, a lineage stone. She brings us to our red source energy through the nourishment of the blood. And in the center of the earth, she connects us to the 7 generations who have come before. She brings us to the source of unconditional love and ultimately unconditional prosperity. She opens the way so that we may attract or magnetize anything we are desiring in our world. So, as the source of love, she allows us to get into our natural rhythm by connecting into her rhythm. So, just take this moment and feel this beautiful great grandmother hematite energy. And you're going to begin to breathe it back up through the body, bringing it from great grandmother hematite, tracing back up through the layers of sediment and soil into your Earth Star chakra. And you're going to allow this energy and protection to flow up and be aware that this chakra is being cleansed and its spin is being regulated in whatever direction it needs to be in. And then that energy begins to travel up through the roots into your feet, through your knees, all the way to the base of your spine, and begins to spread from the base of your spine, creating this beautiful system of roots, allowing you to anchor in new frequencies, allowing you to actualize your plans, your dreams, your visions, allowing you to feel safe and regenerated here on Earth, on Terra Gaia, feeling stable, strong, calm, and fully ableized to craft and create that which you desire. So take a few deep breaths here as you're orienting yourself in this grounded container. And we are going to draw our time together to a close. So I just want to thank you again so much for being here, for staying for the duration of this teaching, and want to extend the invitation once more if you wish to go deeper and to be in a live online experiential course with myself and some other amazing people who have already committed to Earthseed. You may claim your space here. I will make sure you have a link to the Earthseed invitation. I want you to understand that what we covered in this teaching today, the 3 transformational principles to navigate these radical times, they are the baseline of what we're going to be building upon in Earthseed. And I'm going to make sure that you're really cared for throughout the entire 9-week journey. Our forum will continue on beyond. So you're going to have connection with people who are going through exactly what you are experiencing, where you can share your experiences and learn from and through one another. So, again, thank you for being here. It has been my honor to share in this way. And I look forward to whatever ways we may work together, we may connect, we may weave in the future. So, blessed be well. Thank you again to all of the elementals who have held this space. And thank you for finding us in Earthseed if it calls to you.